Hello.
Hey.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Hello. We're being entertaining.
Behold! It is the Tomorrow Legion, Savage World Drifts. I am Kadave, and I'll be running this crazy train. To my left,
Hi, I'm Kimmy. I am Arabella Kinsley. I am a Cyber Knight, and yeah, it's exciting. And we have
I'm Sam. I play Tiffany, who is a dragon. Just, your average teenage dragon growing up in a post-apocalyptic world.
Like you do. I'm Nick, and I'm playing Indiana Rex, the dog boy.
We are missing someone.
we are.
we are a certain French French-speaking gentleman from Canada, was unable to join us because he's not feeling so great. So,
Lambert has the Quebecois flu.
too much poutine.
Poutine.
He overdosed. The Kurds! The Kurds!
Maybe he's just playing hooky because he just wants more poutine.
He's like,
It's
Maybe.
entirely
he's like,
possible.
oh, I don't want
Oh,
to
I can't go out again.
help people. So last time,
Last time on the Tomorrow Legion, let's see what Tiffany wrote in her diary. Yo, diary. I left Abby, the dragon, to take care of the weird egg mojo those robe dudes put on her egg, and headed back to the castle. Amphora, Lambert, and our new dog friend were already there. I followed the smell of poutine to find them. Lambert told me about a literal parade of giant demons that they saw. It sounded super weird. Rex told me about some kid that was shooting at people. We finished our poutine, and Vaughn came running in. His mom, the mayor, is going to be okay. AstraZeneca told him about the other dragon we met. He was very excited. A disembodied voice told us to go to the briefing room. Lambert handed over a medallion that has a tracking device, and the sergeant is going to have it tinkered with, whatever that means. Rex told him about the sniper and the destroyed convoy. I told him that Abby will be coming over to hang out, so don't be scared if you see another dragon. Rex proposed making a museum with the cool diorama and stuff he found. That's actually a pretty cool idea. Ambien brought back some kids' books and gave one to Vaughn. We actually had some time to relax in the evening, and then I went up to sleep in the Eyrie. I was sleeping soundly, having a nice dream about setting stuff on fire, when something noisy happened in the castle and woke me up. So rude. It was totally still the middle of the night. Rex was already up. He snuck out of the barracks to see what the ruckus was. Allegria ran towards the noise, armored up. She saw something big shoot the crap out of a poor guard. The sound woke me up. I peeked out of the balcony, and I saw two big robot-y things in the courtyard, the one on the side of the castle. I spit fire at the one on the castle, but he wasn't even flammable. Oh, balls. I flew to one of the towers near the courtyard and calmed the team. FYI, robots, totes not flammable. Salmonella drew her sword dramatically. The wallbot swung its head around and took a shot at me with its laser shoulder. WTF is that? I flew at it and tried to land on its saddle, but it had these weird, pointy, articulated nonsense on its back. One of the courtyard bots shot at the castle, and the turret has gone to pieces. The other one shot me in the back, and that really hurt. Sad face. Lambert shot Laboom at one of the courtyard bots. The rider was knocked back a bit. Wallbot shoulder barfed some hot plasma on me. Gross! And then a tall warrior lady Kool-Aid manned her way through the wall and grabbed Wallbot. Aha! I thought there might be a person somewhere. I saw she has a Santa-esque sack in her hand, so I shot her with fire, but she blocked it and looked kind of mad. I flew out of shoulder barf range and told the crew that some lady was stealing a sack full of our stuff. Sauvignon shot a bolt out of her sword. Neat!
meandering farther.
I'm running out of things that rhyme with Arabella.
Oh, yeah. A words. Aardvark.
That's a good one. I haven't used that yet. It didn't seem to hurt it, though. Lambert shot Laboom and managed to not murder Champagne. I shouted my dragon shout at the thief bot, but she was not stunned. She's starting to piss me off. Rex continued to aim. He takes aiming very seriously. Savannah ran at the second courtyard bot, probably for the best, before Lambert makes poutine out of her. She hit it with her sword, but it glanced off. Rex called his shot. What is he, Baby Ruth? He shot the rider in the hand, disarming her. I rushed the thief bot rider and knocked her partway off the bot. Cabernet swung her sword at the thing again, but its spine parried. Thief bot rider got back up on the bot, and it leaped over the front courtyard. They seemed to have some kind of telepathy. Parable tried some magic confusion on the thief bot, but it was unfazed. Lambert shot the wounded one, and she is even more wounded. Thiefbot leapt over the outer wall and ran super fast. It's getting away with our stuff. Parachute slashed courtyard bot in the face, scratching it, but not damaging. Rex shot at the still armed one to disarm it. The big gun fell right next to her. I flew over the wall and grabbed one of the huge guns. The less wounded one leapt over the wall. The wounded one's mount wasn't responding, and she was trying to mess with her gauntlet watch or whatever. She must be late for something. Her armor started glowing brighter and brighter, and she is totally melting. The mount is also melting. Weird. Up high, a familiar voice, Lothari, yells, "Vaughn! Those bastards! They stole my Aunt Vaughn!" And that's where we ended.
So, very quickly, I need to fess up that I fucked something up last time.
No!
Oh, me too.
It's alright. We love you anyway.
That's okay.
It's true.
Yeah, really, the guy that should be the most offended isn't here, so it's awesome.
Oh, sweet.
He won't even know.
No.
I totally neglected to calculate in the armor-piercing value of his boom gun last game, which would have made a pretty significant difference in how many times he could have damaged that bot that he was shooting.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm used to armor-piercing values of like 4 high-powered rifles and stuff, and 25 is just crazy.
Whoa.
out there. But that's Rifts. It's kind of crazy and out there. It has madness.
Literally.
So, yeah, that's my bad. I messed that one up. Good catch, Internet.
Well
You
done.
are awesome.
All right, so my oops was, it was pointed out to me that in Savage Worlds, unlike many other games, aiming for additional turns does not provide any additional bonus. So all those turns I spent seriously aiming, wasted. They did
no.
absolutely nothing. Oops.
It was very dramatic, though.
Yes.
Tiffany was quite impressed.
Yeah.
So, and my sword also has armor piercing,
It does.
which I need to remember and figure out.
If you're...
No, I have it here,
Oh,
but I'm like confused because I'm hearing something in one of the mics and I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Is it me eating almond?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's more of a rustling sound. I think
it
it might be
this?
your shirt. No, it's not that.
Okay.
It's like a, yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Maybe put it. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, it'll be.
I didn't tie my knot.
Is that a thing? Does tying a knot help?
Well, yeah.
Oh. Well, yeah. What do you mean? Like this sounds like. Well, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Well, yeah. Like I'm an idiot. Why do you tie a knot in it?
Well, you do that like a big loose overhand
Yeah.
knot, and then it gives it a little bit of play before it starts tugging.
Oh.
So, like, you don't, if you lean or whatever.
Check out the
Look at
big
this
red. That's amazing.
I did sound tech work for a long time. It was kind of my first job.
Nice.
It was double awesome because it was at the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh.
When I was like 15. So I got to see boobs,
Boobs
all the
in
time.
person.
Perfect.
Nice. Very cool. Well, I learned a thing.
We
Never
learned
say
a
we're not
thing.
educational.
We learned a thing.
We did. Cool.
Yeah. So, the 3 big robot beastie lady riders have all fled at a
Yes.
very quick speed.
Okay.
They The remaining wall guns got a couple of shots on them while they were running, but not to any great effect. You saw an impact real close to one that kind of stumbled it a little bit, but it recovered fairly quickly and ran on pretty much faster than anybody could run out there and do anything about it. But you do have a general direction that they took off. The remaining soldiers in the courtyard are kind of cleaning up and trying to get the wounded into the castle for healing and the like. There are 2 of the big giant guns that the ladies were using on the ground.
Okay.
I remember I picked one up last time.
Oh, okay.
So-
So one is on the ground still.
I think I might have.
They're pretty heavy. I mean, not that you're not ripped, but like
Right.
it's a big, heavy gun.
No, we talked about it because I have the brawny advantage, I think, and we talked, or not, whatever they're called in Savage Worlds.
I do have a vague memory
Edge.
of that.
I wanted to
Yes.
take a look at it and see if it was usable by someone smaller than these big giant ladies.
I mean, in theory, until somebody tries to pull the trigger and see how it works, yeah.
What,
Like it would definitely be something that a person could hold, like two-handed. It
Okay.
sort of looks like a long rifle. Here, I can show you
Okay.
the picture of it.
All
So
right.
it's pretty long and pretty overbalanced. Be careful showing it to the internet, because there's words around it that I don't want everybody to know about yet. Well, I mean, the internet already knows what these bad guys are. Yes, they're brilliant,
talking
but
about it.
I'm trying to show you without showing you the words. And I didn't read them.
so
So
bright.
it is very bright, but still, close enough.
Yeah. But it looks like it has some kind of sight unit on it, but it doesn't seem to have a lens where somebody put their eye on the top. It's obviously got some kind of a magazine up behind the trigger, and it's fairly well balanced weight-wise. Like, if you were holding, especially with your size, you can totally
Yeah.
hold one in your claws and kind of
Right.
work it. Like there's a trigger guard, so it's not easy for you to like fire it.
Right.
But you could maybe get somebody to file that off or something and
It's not a bad plan.
do something with it.
I have engineering. Can I figure out what sort of rounds this is and what how the weapon works?
Yeah, I mean, you can give it a roll, and
All right.
I'll see how successful you are without blowing something up.
5.
Yeah, you figure out how to release the clip and kind of examine the shells. They kind of look. There's actually a little picture of one.
Okay.
Thank you, 1990s riff artist. So it's a magazine of those.
Thank you, 1990s math class. Who was doodling it?
Absolutely, that's totally how that happens.
It looks like there's 10 rounds left in the magazine.
Okay.
It looks like it maybe fired 2
Okay.
from this gun. The other gun has fired a few more. But needless to say, this is not something you've ever seen before. So it's not like you can just take it into the garage and get some 45 shells and slide them in.
Right. Do the rounds remind me of like Glitter Boy rounds or anything?
They look like they could separate, kind of in the same manner.
Okay.
Maybe not quite as wide a field, but yeah.
But definitely probably some sort of Sabat rounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you do know that like they are accelerated pretty quickly out of this gun.
Right.
But that it's not nearly as loud as the boom gun when it does it.
Okay. Interesting.
So, from the hole in the wall, Lithari has retreated back inside and has come downstairs and gone, did anybody see where that happened, where they went? She's in tears. This thing broke through the door of our room and grabbed Vaughn, threw him in a sack and ran back out. I barely was awake.
Oh, they went that way. No point.
Rest assured that we'll be going after him. We're not going to let them take him.
Okay.
Do you know? Did they say anything? Do you know
Not
why
a word.
It's very strange that they'd go through all that trouble just to pick one boy. Not that Vaughn isn't a very special child, but
No, I understand.
yeah.
That's. I wouldn't think that the target inside the middle of a heavily fortified castle would be the first kidnapping victim.
Lothari, look, I know you're upset, and we absolutely are going to go after Vaughn. He is a very, very special young man. Did the kidnapper do anything weird? Was there any kind of interaction?
Other than being a weird giant
well,
woman with a beast.
I mean, was she? Did she go right for him? Did she look around first? Like anything you can tell us might be able to help.
She kicked in the door, and it looks like maybe a couple of the other doors down the hall to get to us. But she managed to get through the door and into the room. As soon as she saw him, she immediately grabbed him and tossed him in the bag.
So she definitely knew what she was looking for, but not exactly where he would be.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that would make sense.
Interesting.
Has Vaughn had any contact with anyone else? On the radio, outside of the castle? Has there been any stories, anything that he's done that might have predicated this, or you might have come in contact with them?
Not that I know of. I mean, he kind of goes off on his own a lot. He always has. You guys know.
Yes.
That's kind of how you met him the first time.
Yes.
But no, I mean, he's been here at the castle since he got back the last time.
He's been working with the techno mages, right?
Yeah, they've been, he's pretty handy, and he's been
Yes, he
kind of
is.
learning some more advanced.
Maybe we should
Mechanical
talk to them
stuff.
about what they've been working on with Vaughn.
Yeah, if he knows or has come up with something special, that might be why they took him.
That's true.
But we should probably do it fairly quickly. We do not want their trail to go cold before we head after him. How long do you think it'll be that you'll be able to track them?
The size of those creatures, I should be able to track them for some time.
All right.
But what I would like to do is see if anyone else in the castle has ever seen anything like this before and get a little bit more information. I hate to go off into a situation without the right information.
Right. Well, and we were
Agreed.
definitely unprepared to face them, whatever they are.
If you two want to talk, or if one of you wants to go talk to the techno mages, and I'll see if we can get some more information about our new quarry.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
I can help talk to the people in the castle. There's a lot of them, so we should split up.
Okay. I think
Sounds
we have a
just
plan.
fine.
So we'll start with you.
Okay.
You want to go talk to military intelligence? kind of
Yeah, I
thing,
guess
find out?
the first thing would probably be through the chain of command, whoever I report to, and then who would have information about other things. 'Cause I figure at some point the castle is collecting everyone who goes out, who sees something new, brings
They
back
bring
that
back
information,
reports and sure.
and we sort of collate all that.
From what they've managed to look up and find, they haven't had any direct kind of combat interaction with this race of people and stuff. I mean, that's kind of the downside to Rift's Earth, is that new stuff appears all the time.
Sure.
Sometimes whole cities just appear, transplanted from another dimension. Sometimes it's one individual that comes through and they're just unlucky. But
Even if there's not any combat interaction, do we have a name for them, or do we know anything about their habitat, or where they come from, or
don't have a
trading,
name.
or
They think they kind of match the description because they were so chromed and shiny that some far, far east scouts have seen some evidence of some super shiny. They thought it might have even been like a glitter boy shiny,
okay.
because along the same line, not the same blue of Lambert's, but it might very much the same level of chrominess.
And
Um,
far east of the
the
land
US.
landmass of the United
Yeah,
States.
yeah,
Okay.
kind of the U.S. Because that's pretty much all the info they have at this point. There are, I mean, they know that there is a little bit of stuff in Germany. There's Triax. There's been some contact there. That's like a big arms manufacturer.
Yeah.
But as far as the continental U.S., it would be like the East Coast. Would
Okay.
be the place that they saw something that kind of matches the description, but nobody got a great view or had any direct info
Okay.
about them.
One other thing, I also want to take one of the rounds and to the armory and see if anyone thinks that they might be able to make more of them, and I'll leave one of the rounds with them.
Sure. They'll get to it. It'll take a little time,
Okay.
so they can kind of see about spinning up manufacturing of it.
Okay.
It's a little more complicated than like the manufacturing new rounds for the boom gun,
Right.
because that's really just sort of like aluminum flechettes in a case.
Right. And it's 100-year-old technology. This is brand new technology.
Yeah, but what's weird is like some of that stuff, because it's golden age tech, is like the dark age since people have forgotten so much about how any of that works, which is why the glitter boy suits are still super badass.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like, it's not been a consistent technological arc that now there's way better stuff. It's like, no, this is super badass because they were super advanced before shit went down,
Right.
Okay.
kind of a deal.
I'm going to see if I can take one of those weapons and all of the rounds, other than one I'm leaving for duplication, with me. And if you want me to make some sort of an argument, I can argue that out with you. But if they'll let me take it, then
They'll let you take it. I mean, you'd know that it's a little risky because you don't know all of the operation of the weapon. So you'd probably, before you actually get to combat, you probably want to fire at least one
sure.
round to see
Oh, I definitely
what's
will,
going to
'cause
come.
I'm
A little bit of
'cause I'm
practice.
cautious.
Yeah. Oh,
But-
yeah.
But the reason being with them is to the armory. Look, they shrugged off all of our defenses. We weren't ready for that. And the one thing I know about people is that when they're armed, they have a weapon that they think is dangerous. I think this is going to be our best shot to be able to go back to them. I mean, they were shrugging off some of our best hits. Maybe not in a sustained engagement, but this might be one of the only weapons we have that they're even going to notice.
Yeah, they'll let you take the gun.
Okay.
I mean, they're curious about it, so like anything that you could report back about it, or just take some pictures, send them back, anything like that while you're out there.
Okay.
That's great. you know.
Fantastic.
And the castle's pretty united in the idea of we got to go rescue that boy. Like, he joined up. He's one of us. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely will facilitate anything you guys
Or
need.
at the very least, get more information about something that's clearly a threat too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there
The
are
castle
multiple
refuge.
reasons why they want to be like, what the hell just happened? Let's go deal with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if there's any supplies you guys can think of that you might want for a trip, they'll absolutely stock you up.
Okay.
They have not finished the Lambert trailer
Okay.
that
Okay.
he asked about last game,
Right.
so that's not going to be ready in time.
That's okay.
So he might stay behind and wait for the trailer and catch up.
Okay.
I'm thinking we might also want to move a little bit faster than the truck normally does. I'm going to turn to the motor pool or something and say, is there something that you can do for Arabella and myself that we can maybe a little faster, a little more maneuverable than the flatbed?
Yeah, they've got probably some, like dune buggy kind of vehicles that are just sort of the frame, open frame kind of things. They're
Okay.
pretty fuel efficient because they're very light. So they can hook you up with one of those, even a 4-seater, that you could all fit. Not obviously in your full
no,
size,
obviously
but
not in dragon form. Yeah.
You just curl up on the top and the thing's just
Crush.
Just pushing with your legs.
like the Flintstones for dragons.
Yeah.
But yeah, they can hook you up with something like that if you want to take one of those instead of the usual vehicle.
Great. Okay.
I want to see if they have a large weighted net I can have that I can drop on people from above.
Yeah.
Get a dragon utility belt. You push a button and
Yeah.
it like pops out below you.
It'll probably take them an hour to get something all rigged together, but they can.
Well, we gotta like talk to people and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
It's a good thing we have all that new great chain from Dial.
Yeah.
Make
me a-
a source of
Make me a
Yeah.
chain
cable.
net. Yeah.
So you can absolutely do that.
Okay.
Now,
Sweet.
you guys wanted to go talk to.
I was going to talk with the techno mages.
Okay. So you get down. They have this workshop that's absolutely like Victor Frankenstein's lab.
Hold on for 1 second.
Oh yeah.
So, do you think that we can have the biscuits and gravy now?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna.
Ah,
Nick brought sustenance.
Yay.
Um,
to
And-
continue the war.
Yeah, to continue our theme, we had poutine last week, and he brought biscuits and gravy this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Just for Arabella.
Just for Arabella. So yes. Anyway, so we can act that. Oh my God, those look really good.
Oh wow.
Did you all
Biscuits?
make those?
Yeah.
Those look delicious.
Oh my God. Here, I'm gonna hold one of these up for people because
Oh, please do.
look at the beautifulness.
Drop biscuits.
Oh, biscuit.
They're my favorites.
Biscuit, biscuit. All right. I'm just gonna keep this one. Mmm. All right, this is the best game ever. Anyway, so yeah, techno mages.
You walk in with this bowl.
Biscuits, gravy, techno base.
So it's early in the morning. I needed some breakfast.
We have to fuel up because we're gonna be riding long hours.
I'm a Southern Knight. I can eat biscuits and gravy any time of the day. It's fine.
So you get in there,
Food group.
and it's totally like they've got the
thank
Jacob's
you.
ladder in the corner that serves no purpose, but obviously one of them was like, "Oh, that's awesome," and they found one, so they
Right.
have it running all the time. It's awesome.
Sure.
They are in there working. There's somebody in there working 24/7 on stuff. You see a couple of those hoverboard-looking things that you saw. One of the guys came
Okay.
out to see you guys before.
Yeah.
One of those is propped up in the corner with a bunch of the plating off of it.
Okay.
And you wanted to ask about
About Vaughn and like
like
what he's been working
doing?
on.
Sure.
So I'm gonna go up to the guy who looks like he's in charge.
There's like 2 biscuits for everyone. There's plenty of gravy.
Sweet.
Feel free.
Thank you. This is awesome, by the way.
Does the 2 biscuits for everybody include stew?
It did. So there's actually more biscuits.
bonus biscuits.
Sorry, Stu.
Poor stew.
That's what you get for being sick.
Yeah.
There's even some extra ones in there for his kids in case they were needed. But
Alright.
so there's
Excellent.
plenty of biscuits.
Okay.
Cool.
So the guy that you see, he's tinkering with something, but when you come in, he looks up and turns back to you, and you ask about what Vaughn's been helping out with.
We're concerned that he was kidnapped by those strange things that attacked
Oh
the
my
castle. And we don't really know why. They were very obviously looking for him. So we're trying to deduce why they would want a young boy. And one of the only things we can think of is maybe he has some knowledge from working with you here that they might want.
Well, he's been working on like a new model of our messenger drones. We've sent some out before, like the football little. You can record a little bit of message or data on it and throw it on the ley line. It'll get back to the castle thing.
Yeah.
That was kind of his area of interest as soon as he got here,
Oh.
because he kind of felt like if there was a faster way to communicate, that then maybe his town and all of his friends might not have gotten murdered
Yeah, I can see that.
as quickly. So that's what he's been working on, but he hasn't gone out and done field trials or anything yet, or anything like that. I don't know.
You don't think there's anything about that technology or the magic involved that might be desirable for... I mean, these creatures seem fairly magical.
They might. I mean, there's a lot of people that would be interested in messenger buoys that can go fast, but I don't know how anybody would have found out exactly what he's working on, because he
Yeah.
hasn't been out of the castle.
And speed did not seem to be a problem to those creatures that were here.
But I don't really. I'm sure there are a lot of people that would benefit from it, but I don't think that they would have known that that's what he's been doing or come
Right.
from a distance to
That makes sense.
take him or mess with it.
All right. Well, if you think of anything else, if you could just let me know.
For sure.
Thank you so much.
And I'm gonna go talk to the people who live in the rooms next to Vaughn and his mom.
Okay.
'Cause she said that the robot kicked in the doors, a few doors on the way down. So I want to talk to them and see what they saw.
You get up there, the first room, you hear much the same story that Vaughn's mom was saying, like, big giant robot armor lady kicks in the door, looks around the room very quickly, because most of these rooms aren't, it's not like they're a bunch of apartments with multiple rooms,
Right.
it's mainly kind of like dorm housing,
Yeah.
so it's one room areas.
Okay.
But kicks in the door, glances around the room, pulls back out of the room and goes on to the next door, kicks it in. They knew they were looking for something,
Okay.
for sure, but
They didn't say
they didn't take anything from us. They just kicked in the door and moved on after a quick glance.
Okay. You guys are lucky, I guess.
Yeah, I'm glad. You know, every night's a bad night for being murdered.
This is true.
So
It's a very good point. Tiffany's never thought about that
How
before.
zen.
and there already are a couple of the castle dwarves that are starting to patch up that outer wall on the end. And you can see, even as you traveled up there, you can see some repair crews already starting to get to work on the guns that were taken out. It looks like this was a very well-timed attack, because a lot of the traveling Legionnaire groups aren't here.
Suspiciously well timed.
There's not. It wasn't a full house. So a lot of the more powerful people they might have encountered here aren't around.
Interesting.
I'm also assuming that the castle doesn't appear that it was on high alert.
No. Mm-mm. They didn't have warning. None of the perimeter scouts or anything issued an alarm. But then again, these things are traveling way faster than almost everything else
Right.
lately. So a lot of the defensive perimeter isn't as effective against an enemy force that can travel that quickly.
That makes sense.
How many kids are at the castle?
There's a fair number.
Okay, so it's not like he's the only child.
No.
Okay.
No. There's a little, like one-room schoolhouse kind of a thing set up here at the castle, and then there's more and more groups of people that kind of come all the time. The castle, everybody at the castle knows that they can't keep bringing everyone here, so that's why they're trying to sort of meet with nearby towns and cities and stuff and establish a presence and start to help spread
okay.
influence of protection, kind of a deal.
Are there any other new fortifications that are going up or begun or thought about?
The dwarves and the techno wizards and stuff, they're working on new stuff all the time.
Okay.
But nothing. I mean, there's not like we're building the one invincible gun on the roof. We better hope no one finds out about it before we get it operational. Like, it's not like that.
Okay.
So
Well,
at this point, it's probably sunrise. It's starting to get light out.
well, the techno mage just can't think of a reason he would be taken because of their work. He's working on some messaging stuff, but nobody would know about it, and it probably wouldn't be worth very much to creatures that can travel as fast as those ones can.
All right. Well, now that we have a little bit more light to be able to see, I want to take this one of these weapons out to the firing range
Yeah.
and see if we can get some more information for the castle to be able to better defend against it or make new rounds for it. But B, since I intend on taking it with me, I'd like to see what it does before I trust it in battle.
I think that is a very wise decision.
What's your strength?
D8, but in the armor, in the power armor, it's a D12 plus 2.
Okay, so it's totally cool.
Okay.
Because each of these guns weighs somewhere about 130 pounds.
Oh.
Okay. I also have the brawny edge, which I think gives me like a ridiculous carry, like
Sure.
8 times strength
8
on
times,
carry.
yeah.
Yeah, that's totally cool. Just letting you know, like, it's
Okay.
really a hefty weapon.
Right,
Like,
right. I'm not going to shoot from the hip with it.
Yeah. Take precautions.
So when I take it out to the firing range, can I figure out how to fire it, how to target with it? I mean, you said there's no like
You can roll a.
sights or anything.
Let's see.
Would engineering help?
Yeah, I'd say you could roll an engineering. You're a pretty good shot too, so give yourself a +2.
Okay.
These are delicious, by the
They're
way.
so good.
Excellent. There's gravy.
Would
As
eat a
promised.
million
The
of
gravy
these.
train approves.
It didn't thicken up as much as I wanted to. That's an explode.
Flavor is great, though.
8 and 2, 10.
Cool. So you're fairly sure that there was some kind of interface between this weapon and the rider. That's why there's not like a having to look through a sight kind of a thing. But you can't figure out how to work that.
Okay.
So you're not going to get a bonus to hit like it might give otherwise.
Okay.
You do figure out there's like a complex safety mechanism sort of a deal that you can figure out how to jimmy open. 'Cause
Okay.
it's not a standard looking human design. So
Interesting.
you kind of figure
Okay.
out how to switch it over and ready the weapon to fire.
Is the weapon... Is the way that it is constructed and built understandable to a human, basically? Like, is it obviously telling me it's DB, or is it telling me it's some weird mod human or human variant?
I mean, it's close enough to looking like a gun that a human knows what's up.
Okay.
Like, it's not it's not crazy out there like...
Right, and they were humanoid,
Yeah.
so it seems... Okay.
Yeah. There appears to be some labeling on the weapon in some language you don't know.
Yet.
Oh.
Sure.
I also have linguist, so...
You can learn it
We'll work on it,
eventually,
yes.
but... And you can kind of make some assumptions based on where it is on the gun.
Right, right.
But it's still...
The one point at the trigger probably doesn't mean happy fun time.
like, balloon deployer.
Yeah. Cool. So, yeah, I will fire off a round.
Okay.
And then, do I get knocked back across the...
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm gonna come watch.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to miss this.
No. Just because, if it's... We've experienced trauma with guns and boom guns before.
Sure.
We want to be...
So I think you guys are probably like a
Super-
wide distance
yeah.
around it so you don't
we
get
want,
deafened.
yeah, we want to know the exact danger this gun will put us in.
Yeah,
don't
I
wanna
definitely have the power armor fully dogged down.
Yeah.
Sure. Are you shouldering it and standing, or are you going to lay down, or give me the whole exact picture of how you are before you're pulling the trigger?
That's a great sign.
Yeah. Based on the design of it, like, does it look like there is some sort of a shoulder mount or something? Or because they obviously are bigger and probably stronger and fire it differently.
It looks like it's sort of designed that like the weapon would rest against here, like the trigger would be there, and then the butt of the weapon would be here,
Okay.
not up against the shoulder.
Okay, but that wouldn't work for me because my arms aren't
Right.
big enough on
Yeah.
there. So I guess I probably have it gripped under,
Okay. Like the whole
in
chicken
the on
wing.
the armpit, and
Yeah.
then bracing with the other hand,
Okay.
and then figuring out the aim as best I can. I don't know if there's maybe like a little spur or something as a sight.
I mean,
single sight on the
you
end.
can
but-
sight down the barrel.
Okay.
There is sort of a weird-looking thing at the end that it looks like it has like little
right.
antenna-y things. You can use that to kind of.
Okay. So I will lever it up and brace it and do it as best I can, and I will try it standing and see what happens. And if I go flying back, then
So you pull the trigger. There is a loud boom, but like I described it before, it sounded more like a loud shotgun.
okay.
So it's not deafening to anyone around. Like it would be uncomfortable to be around the weapon without any hearing protection at all for a long period. But you know,
It's
just,
not like the boom gun.
right. Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
Wouldn't cause anybody to be deafened. It has a pretty strong recoil. Roll a strength check.
Do you fall on your ass check?
It's not like the.
No.
Oh, yeah, you're
Probably
fine.
not. Okay.
You're totally good. You like. It surprises you a little bit, and because you don't have it braced against you, you're just kind of arm holding it.
Right.
The weapon does slide backwards
Okay.
a bit, so you end up with the barrel like the end of the barrel is like right here, and it feels a little warm down the barrel as
Okay.
it slides into your other hand, but not hurt you bad.
Okay. So
It
until
might be-
until I can make some modifications on it, probably not going to be a terribly effective.
Well, now down
Repeat
at the
weapon.
far end of the range, you do
This is what we've all been waiting for.
like it does just blow apart a car wreck. Like
Okay.
it's just like what you were aimed at. You don't think you hit it dead on, but its damage area is enough that it
Okay.
fairly well wrecks this junker
Excellent.
down there. So I mean, it was effective. It did a good job. I'm not gonna make you roll damage or whatever.
Okay.
But,
Do you want to give me mechanical effects, or do you want me to find that out when I fire it in combat?
well, I will write out a card for you.
Okay.
But yeah, so you could totally use this weapon.
Okay.
Not, like I said, you're not getting any bonuses to aim or anything. Like I will say, you actively can't aim the weapon
Okay.
because it's so kind of unwieldy that you can't take time to be like, it wouldn't help you.
right.
much.
There's no way for me to brace it.
Yeah.
As it is right now. Okay.
Maybe if you set up like a sniper
Sandbags.
position
Yeah, I
with
was just
sandbags
thinking-
and you lay it down and then you can take a round to aim, maybe then. But
Okay.
if you're firing while holding it, not going to happen.
Great. Okay. Cool.
And then I'll find my pencil. I will say, while you were holding it, you did get like a spin up sound as you pulled the trigger. So it made like a
A little word.
electronic sort of a whine before the boomy noise.
Okay.
You would know with some engineering knowledge and stuff, I'll just give it to you, that it is probably working on the same principles as the boom gun.
Oh.
Like it is hyper accelerating the flechette to a speed well over sound,
Okay.
kind of a
So,
thing.
some sort of a railgun
Yeah.
mechanism.
Okay. Interesting.
In fact, that's what I'll call it for now. The alien railgun. So there were 10, you left 1, and you fired 1, so you're down to 8 rounds.
Plus whatever was left in the other clip that you said had been fired more.
If she gives it up.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I apologize. we haven't talked yet.
So for now, I'll give
Yes,
you 8
but
rounds.
for now I've got 8 rounds.
And you can watch all this and figure out what
Oh,
it
yeah.
does based on that. And like I said, it would really not be hard at all
Given some time to
to
probably-
shave off the trigger guard mechanism
Right.
so you can operate it. You still have all your strength when you're in human form, so you'd be able to hold it much like he did, and kind of.
Oh, okay.
Because I think his power armor strength is very similar to yours. Right?
Yeah.
D12 plus something.
+4.
You're a little stronger, so you might even be able to brace it a little better.
Okay.
Cool.
Sweet.
It would
Yeah,
probably not work for you to
No,
hold it.
I'm not that interested. That's fine.
and I
cool.
think you said there were less rounds than the one that I picked up.
Yeah, well, I think probably 7.
Okay.
I didn't keep track of how many rounds that guy fired.
We'll say
Because
7.
I knew it was going to be less than their total in the
Yeah.
clip, so yeah. So 7, that's a fair
Okay.
number.
I'm not cutting you off. I was just
Oh, no,
clearing
it's
the
totally
area
fine.
a little bit.
No, it's good. Like the look of murder as the plate with the biscuits and gravy was like removed from my vicinity. It's okay. I've already had a couple. I should probably like pause for a few minutes. But yes, I'm loving the thematic foods for Monday nights.
Oh, yeah.
I think the people in the chat room are like, "Oh my god, it makes us hungry."
Sorry, guys.
But this is also like culturally educational. You learned about poutine, and now you're learning about.
I don't know what's next.
Yeah, we have to figure that out. We have to come up with some crazy exotic food. Waffles. We're gonna find waffles when we meet these alien chicks.
Ah,
That'll be-
don't
They
tempt
make
me.
waffles.
Alien waffles?
That's their deal.
I'm into it.
I don't know.
They're all chrome and stuff. They totally have waffle
They
makers.
fucking love waffles.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of something else that'd be yummy.
Their home base is in Old Holiday Inn Express. So all the foods that they know how to eat were the ones at that Continental Buffet.
With a little flip thing.
Oh my god.
There's just 2 of those.
Yeah.
You see these giant 10-foot tall, super armored women standing there waiting for the time.
Flip it.
Perfect.
Thank
man.
you. Alien railgun. Woo!
Woo.
Acquire or do before you leave. Or not leave. I mean, it's really up to you guys. If you don't want to chase after Vaughn,
Well.
he'll figure it out.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
No, we gotta go get him.
Yeah, no, we have to get him. Do we have any?
I don't know exactly how it works because I don't have the book in front of me.
Okay,
But
I will.
you might want to take a look at that because that might suddenly become important.
That might be really, really important all of a sudden. Yes, absolutely.
Sorry,
Careful, you've got horns on your head.
The
Yeah.
Yeah.
low clearance.
Also, Dave, so you know, one of the edges I have is dodge, which means when anyone tries to shoot at me, they have -1 on their ranged attack.
Okay.
Not that I
Remind
want to
me
get
when
shot
the time
at, but
comes.
yes.
The Bustin' Chops in the chat room says -2 to hit a Cyber Knight with future weapons such as lasers and railguns.
Yeah.
I was just on that page. Cool. So, yeah, you just automatically are a little bit better at not getting
At not
shot
getting
and
shot.
murdered by tech.
Okay. Yay! I like not being shot by tech. That's exciting.
Or like stabbed with vibroblades, that kind of a thing.
Oh,
All
yeah.
counts.
Okay, cool.
One thing that I will say that was mentioned on the forums and in comments was you guys might want to raid the armory for a couple of silvered weapons,
Oh yeah.
some bottles of holy water, that kind of stuff. Not that crazy robot techno ladies are
demons.
supernatural evil kind of stuff, but
I feel like that'd be something I probably just like I don't know. That's something I thought I would probably have. I don't know.
you can totally. I'm saying you can totally get it
Okay.
and make sure that
I
we'll
have it.
say it now, that so you have some
Cool.
in the event that that's a thing. You might not have ever worried about it too much because your sword counts.
Oh, okay.
Like your magic swords and your powers are all good aligned. So against all that stuff, you get crazy
Got
bonuses
it.
and everything.
Okay,
anyway.
yeah. Okay. That's what I was thinking. I was like, do I need to get a special thing? Okay.
But like Stu, he got that silver sword that he was trying very ineffectively to use. So he
Well, it was just
might-
more because his fighting roll was not very good.
right, yeah.
Then the sword wasn't.
But he
effective.
had the sword with him. But like, if you had a couple more anti-demony things,
I do
could've
have
sped up.
I bought the silver sharpened cross
Okay.
on there, so I
Yeah,
have some sort of weapon
Something.
like that.
Because if you guys came across like a vampire, it would be bad news.
Yeah.
Because in Rifts, vampires are like immune to stuff.
Oh.
Like he could sit there and shoot them with the boom gun all day, and they would just be like
Oh.
still coming back at you. Like
Got it.
no slowdown
Okay.
at all.
What, like my sword would it?
Your sword would still hurt them,
Okay. Because it's like holy
Right.
sword. Okay.
but like his gun, no. Even the new gun,
Right.
nothing.
Got it. Okay. Interesting.
But like one bottle of holy water, and you ruin their day.
Cool. So yeah.
Edge lay priest.
Yeah. Nice.
I've anointed myself.
Yeah.
I can make holy water at will now. Look, see? There.
There's water and
gonna
beer.
I'm going to take a tour of every major river. Bless the
them
heads.
all.
Yeah, bless the headwaters of all rivers. Screw you, vampires.
Yeah.
Somebody was posting on somewhere about Rift stuff. They're talking about Rift stuff that like they had like a techno wizard guy that basically invented like a portable mister system. Like people put in their backyards for when it's hot.
Nice.
Like the lines at Disneyland.
Right.
Whatever. No, it was totally like, okay, yeah, it's like that, but it's all around the car. So like we drive in the middle of a bunch of them and just flip it on.
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
pretty
I was
great.
like, that's a great plan.
Yeah. I've seen like the super soakers in movies and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
All
So
right. Yeah, so I'm gonna say we find one of the pencils.
I will.
Yeah, take some holy water and
sure, totally cool.
little vials of holy water maybe on me, and then like a tank that we can put in whatever we're taking with us to
Sure.
refill.
Like a couple of gallon jugs,
Yeah.
no problem.
Are we going somewhere there's vampires?
Well,
Is that what I missed?
One of the advice things on
The
the forum.
GM mentioned vampires. I'm preparing.
it was more like
I know.
the same way we would have brought like sunscreen if we were going out to the beach as
Yeah.
our characters. We might, since vampires are a thing, we might want to make sure that we've got.
Like
Vampires are
actual-
flammable, right?
To some degree, I'd have to look
Okay.
to find out what their susceptibility to your fire would be.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're evidently really, really like not susceptible to any kind of guns and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like even the boom gun.
You want another biscuit?
Okay.
Not right this second.
I don't have one
I'm
of
good,
those.
thank you. You do. You have.
Oh, well, I have the alien one, yes.
That's our measure of how things like if they're easy to die or not. Boom gun? No,
No
not
boom
boom
gun.
gun.
Yeah.
It's the meter.
I've specifically had to search for things that don't die super easy. Because I'm like, I don't want every combat encounter to be like, all right, I'm going to wait 2.5 miles that way.
Everybody move away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vampires are happening.
Okay.
Cool.
I don't know.
Well, I got a big net and I can light things on fire with my mouth.
You do.
That's why I wanted a big gun, because I was like, oh, she can chop stuff in half, and he can blow everything up, and she can incinerate everything, and I can shoot a weapon out of her hand, maybe, if I can roll really well.
So they ready up, a dune buggy kind of vehicle, big off-road tires on it and everything that are nice and durable.
All right, and it's got at least 4 seats.
Yeah, it's got
'Cause
4 seats.
We want someplace for Vaughn to.
Well, yeah. You feel ready to go. All right, boy, hold on to the frame. We gotta go.
We got to tie your hands to the bar here. Yell if it hurts too much.
Like a deer, just on the hood. He's like, please stop. Every bump, he just cries.
Oh.
So yes, it's a 4-seater, and it does have some cargo space, so a couple of things can go in the back. That's no
Okay.
problem. Your basic supplies for survival, that kind of stuff. There is a road that's sort of in the general direction of where you saw these guys run off, so you can start following that if you're ready to
All
go.
right, what do they smell like? What's their scent?
They're very, very mechanical. like you smell like the rich metallic tang from their armor. That's kind of what you got most of.
So it's more like ozone and less grease?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The weird robot beasts that they were riding, they were very much like either really advanced cybernetics or fully robotic kind of animals. You're not sure which.
Okay.
But you didn't get like any natural animal smell from them.
Okay. And their footfalls are easy enough to be able to distinguish because it doesn't look like anything else that we've seen around here.
You're not going to be like, oh, is that a raccoon or this bad guy? No.
Okay.
You can follow them pretty well. And they're big and heavy, and they're moving very quickly, so they're not being subtle in what they're leaving trail-wise.
Okay.
At least not yet.
Then I think if we've sort of stocked up on a little bit of, good idea weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that we can think of to do?
All right.
Don't need another pencil for your diary.
I think we can sort of
I'll write
assume
it
that
when we
we've
get
got,
back.
We've got rations and
Yeah, all of the.
all the
I'm never
basic
going to be
stuff.
like,
Okay.
not going to be the Gygaxian rule. It's not. Okay, so you guys have been on the road for 6 days, and you only brought 5 days worth of rations. So no, like if there's a story reason why you don't have any food, I'll tell you,
Okay.
and you'll figure it out. But
Cool.
in general, you will have basic supplies from the castle.
Great.
If you get trapped somewhere for weeks, then maybe it'll be an issue that you got to start looking for other foods. But
I don't need food.
right, you just kind of numb the air.
Just eat out of spite.
Yeah, just to see what
We just have to find a ley line for you every you dip in. And can I assume that I've got a couple of clips for my weapons?
Yeah,
Okay.
no problem. Because again, the castle's not going to send you out like, okay, here's your loincloth and a stick. Go rescue that boy. That's not their MO at all.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. So you guys head out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
vehicle is significantly faster than the truck, especially because you're not loaded down with tons of armor.
Mm-hmm.
Arabella, do you want to take the wheel or do you want me to drive?
I'm fine either way. I'm happy to drive. I usually drive the truck, but
If you want to concentrate on driving, I can concentrate on tracking.
that's probably the best idea.
All right.
Does this truck drive faster than I can fly?
Probably. What's your flying speed?
12?
I don't know if I put it on the little card.
That seems slow because my
That does
running
seem
speed.
slow.
My running speed is 10.
It's not on the card.
Okay. I will say that this thing will go
Okay.
faster than you fly.
But it might
Okay.
also be a combat versus non-combat type of
Except
movement.
the flying gives you the advantage of obviously you can go over things.
Right.
And straight lines make a difference in how quickly you get places
Yeah.
sometimes.
Okay.
But for now, like on a straight run, this car will go faster.
Okay. I'll go in the car then, in human form, so I don't crush it.
Oops, sorry guys.
Don't.
have another one of these doom buggies?
Yeah.
Get to doing like number 2.
I just crushed it a little.
So you all jump in. You start driving down the road. It's easy driving. I'm not going to make anybody roll for that, especially as the light is coming up. And it's easy to kind of follow their trail for now.
Now, are they following the road, or are they taking like a straight line somewhere, or?
They're following the road for now. It's a general easterly direction. Meanders a little bit, but they're kind of staying towards the east from here.
Okay. Keep an eye out for any kind of sentries they might have left, or anyone that they might have stationed in order to be able to take shots at us. If this were my mission, I'd know that there's definitely going to be people coming after us and wanting to slow them down.
That seems wise. I will keep an eye out.
So I think we're all going to be on alert for anything.
Yeah.
You spend most of the day driving along. A couple of pit stops for needs.
Do they leave any kind of campsite or evidence, or are they just trucking?
You haven't seen any sign of them aside from the spaced out run tracks.
Okay.
So far.
So just the loping of the cyber buffalo or
Yeah.
whatever they are.
You haven't seen anywhere where they've stopped and the tracks get closer together, like they're milling around or anything? Not at all. They're just going.
Okay.
And given how fast you saw them take off, if they haven't slowed down over the course of you guys traveling for most of a day, they are way ahead now.
Okay.
Because they're probably traveling easily twice as fast as your vehicle can go.
Okay.
If we, along the path as we follow them, if we do find anywhere where there is any kind of, milling around or stopping or anything like that, I definitely want to check and see if Vaughn has left any clues. Scraps of clothes, rocks piled up, anything like that might show us what he's doing.
You do occasionally, because you met him, you do occasionally catch a little bit of his scent that's still kind of in the air, especially because, terrified child
Sure.
makes a much stronger scent than just a person walking around.
Right.
Including, you don't think that they're stopping to let him use the bathroom kind of situation.
Okay.
So you get some of that as you're driving along, too.
Ooh, that sack is gonna be gross.
As is poor Vaughn.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Not ideal.
No.
You get pretty far. Let's say I had not deer. It gets on towards evening at this point. Are you thinking you're going to want to stop and camp for the night, or are you going to try and push on through?
I think these people, whoever they are way too fast for us to catch them. As much as I don't like leaving Vaughn in their clutches any longer than we have to, I don't think that we're going to be... I think when we do catch up with them, we need to be at our best. And I do think we should stop for the night.
Yeah, I agree. There's no point in catching up to them if we're going to make silly mistakes because we're tired.
Yeah, we didn't get much sleep last night either.
That's very, very true. Good point.
So who wants first watch?
Well, I will take it. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's up second?
I can take second watch. That's fine. I don't mind interrupting my sleep.
You gonna do third?
I'll take third, but I'm really hard to wake up. Maybe I should go first.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Tiffany, why don't you take first watch?
That works.
And I'll take third watch.
Okay, that's probably a better idea.
We'll say you guys have made it, for those of you following along at home geographically, they've made it about as far as Monticello, Arkansas,
Okay.
on the way towards Mississippi at this point.
Are we still in territory that Indiana knows well? Or has been through a couple of times?
Yeah, this isn't very far. I mean, a day's travel at a pretty decent speed in this vehicle is pretty far, but it's not...
As far as I've ranged?
Not at all. No. I mean, you guys were 5-6 days
Right.
plus travel to get to Columbus.
Right. I think we said mid-Tennessee was the farthest east he'd been.
Yeah. So you guys, this is nowhere near that far yet. Because from, you'd have to get out of the current state of Arkansas to get into Tennessee at all.
Mm-hmm.
When you cross over to Mississippi, you'll be starting to get about to the edge of your range-ish.
Okay.
But for now, you guys camp. First watch.
Yes.
Give me a notice check.
A notice check. Okay.
Well, first, a narrative question.
Yes.
How vigilant are you being with your watching?
Pretty vigilant.
Okay.
Because I'm mad that they took,
Cool.
Vaughn is the only actual family that I think I have.
Oh.
So, I'm super mad about this.
That's cool. No worries. I guess
You're a
it's just a
teenager.
valid action. You know,
Yeah.
you might be a little like, whatever. Nothing's out here that's that scary. Because it's kind of a... I'd assume if I was like a nigh invincible dragon that it would be easy to become complacent. But
Yes.
I get totally where you're coming from.
But weird robots snuck up on me last night and shoulder barfed plasma at me.
Right.
So I don't want that to happen again.
Totally.
I'm going to pay attention.
Plus, she's also still kind of a young dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you're not worried about like a wolf or a bear.
Oh, no.
Like,
Like, I might eat it.
right. In fact, any kind of natural animal smells you and doesn't come around.
Yeah,
So,
probably
it's not a
not.
problem.
Fuck that noise.
But you can still go ahead and make a notice,
Okay, notice.
and we'll see what you notice.
Let's see, what do I notice? Not that much. 2s.
Okay. So
Nothing, in fact.
nothing major happens. At one point, it seems like maybe an owl or something flies nearby.
Okay.
Owls are pretty silent when they're flying, but you do hear like the squeak and scrabble of like a bird has come down and grabbed some small animal
Okay.
fairly nearby, so you hear that enough that you're like, oh, okay.
You turn around and we're not there anymore.
It was actually the sound of them
Yeah.
being taken by a giant robot hawk.
Oh! Damn it.
Not really.
The whole car is just lifted off. And
Yeah.
you're like, "Scraw!" Damn it. You're busy listening to this small mouse get eaten by an
Like,
owl, and you didn't notice your
owl.
friends die.
Where'd my friends go?
But no, nothing.
Oh
major
God!
happened.
It hurts so bad.
What was that?
Why?
Why, Tiffany?
If only we could light this enemy on fire. It's a giant man made of straw. He's trying to murder us all.
It's the Wicker Man.
So,
Okay, owl eats a mouse. Got it.
yep, but
Boring.
that's all that really happened on your watch. Did you guys light a fire? Are you...
I think we probably went cold because
Yeah.
we're trying to be
Fast.
sneak
We
up
probably
on
didn't-
someone.
And we're probably really tired, so we probably just like sleep.
Cool. So that's fine. Second watch was you, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you can roll a notice, depending on how vigilant you're trying to be.
What do you roll for notice if you don't have it?
D4 minus 2.
D4 minus 2.
It's always fun.
That is an awful roll, and I'm going to spend a penny.
Yeah. All right.
You rolled worse than me.
I got a 2 and a 1. Oh, you're right.
Oh, you want to borrow a D4?
Yeah, my dice are up on the
Yeah.
shelf.
Man.
We're super noticey today.
Thank you.
No, I'll just fail. 3.
Okay.
Through the night, it's you do actually notice compared to when you're normally out ranging around, you do notice that the immediate vicinity is a lot more quiet than you're used to.
Right.
And you probably attribute that to the fact that she's here, and even in human form, she smells
Right.
very
Yeah.
predatory.
Thanks.
It's probably a little distracting.
Definitely not self-conscious about that now.
Not like Chris Hansen.
Yeah, it's not like Axe body spray or something. Oh no, predator, go away.
Natural animals.
Predator stink?
Smell of-
Use Predatease.
Yeah.
You fly back to Dial, and you're like, I need all of the soap.
So I think that Indiana's probably just a little off put by the sense that he's not used to. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I have a +2, so that's actually a 5.
Okay.
It's a 5, not a 3.
You do see, at one point, you see a couple of what you'd assume would probably be either wolves or feral dogs, kind of, that they've kept their distance, but you spot them a
Okay.
little ways out. They kind of, you see them looking over, you see the glint in an eye once in a while from the moon, but they stay at the distance, and they're not even making a lot of noise. There's not a lot of growls and yips or anything.
Okay.
But that's about it. Nothing big happens.
Okay.
Round 3.
Ooh. 10.
-2
-2.
gives you an 8, which is still with
better.
a raise.
Which is
Um,
miracle.
You totally notice
I totally
that
noticed.
both of them snore. Like, it's a weird snore. Are you staying in human form all night?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a weird noise because it's really deep. Like, teenage girl-sized body making like like big rumbling
Nice.
noise.
Okay.
And you're like, that's kind of weird and creepy. But
And Indiana sort of does like the dog sleep growl, and then the occasional like little yip yip yip.
Yeah. My dog does it. It's so cute. He does that.
aside from that, though,
Okay. Cool.
you do take note that it's about a half moon.
Okay.
So there is a pretty decent amount of light.
Okay.
Because I know you don't have like night vision or anything, I don't think.
No.
But there's still totally enough light to vaguely see by.
Okay.
Especially as your eyes adjust. Not a big problem.
Well, and there's like no light pollution.
Right,
So the
yeah,
stars
yeah.
and everything.
Yeah, like you get the whole crazy Milky Way and all of
Yeah.
that in the sky. But yeah, morning arrives. You guys are all pretty well rested. Nothing big happened that night.
All right.
See? Sometimes nothing big happens. It's not always a death fight.
He's luring us into a false
Yeah.
sense of complacency.
Yes. We're gonna be like, next time we'll set a fire. It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
You guys are like, light a fire, and then you just hear, what was that?
Man. Damn you, Lambert.
He's just like, I saw a fire. I had to destroy it. Don't you know this is a national forest?
I did not kill you.
There was
I
no-
killed the fire.
Yeah.
You were in the way.
Oh my god. That's exactly what he would say.
That fire might have hurt someone.
Yeah.
So the next morning, you guys, I assume, hit the road pretty quickly.
Yeah.
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 Traveling along, after a while, you get far enough that you get to the Mississippi River, which is still just a massive river.
Yeah.
It takes you a couple hours to find a crossing point,
Okay.
like a bridge that's still sturdy enough to get the car across.
Okay.
Because there's no like Oregon Trail like we ford the river here. No,
No.
it's just because it's freaking huge.
Can the dragon fly us over?
Yeah, can I
Is
pick
she
up
able
the
to
car?
pick up the car?
Maybe you could probably do that.
Okay.
Curse you, ingenuity players!
No, that's awesome. I'll make you make a strength check.
Okay.
We're gonna test it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not
You're not gonna go with everybody in the car.
No.
at the
No,
start.
no, no.
Right.
Yeah, like
You guys
I'll
are like
pick
halfway
the
over
car
there, and she's like,
across.
"Oh,
Yeah.
sorry." You're like, "Oh." It's that slow, the Hitchcock camera drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And then
I'm gonna
we're
use
trapped in
this
this
one.
buggy for some reason that has no doors and
I'm
we
gonna
can't
use
get
the
out in the
dice.
water.
See
Yeah,
how
the
these
seatbelt
ones
won't
do.
release.
Yeah.
You're like, no. You turn on your sword to try and get it off.
I always forget, since my strength is 12, a d12 plus 4, I just roll a d12 and add 4.
Yes.
Okay. And I
And
also
you rolled
roll.
your d6 too.
Okay,
You do get both.
cool. Just making sure I'm not doing it wrong. Okay. D12, 7 plus 4 is 11.
Totally with a raise, that's enough
Cool.
Okay.
that you managed to get the car across to the other bank.
Fly the car across the river, and then I'll come back for these two, I guess.
Sure. Are you gonna let them ride on your back, or are you gonna try and like grab them? Okay.
I let her ride on my back once, and Lambert made fun of me, so it's not happening again.
Fair enough. That's what I was asking. And she almost barfed on you.
She did almost barf on me.
So yeah, you scoop them up and fly across the river without any problems.
Cool.
You get to the other side, and your car is just, the wheels are off. It's up on blocks.
No!
No, it's fine.
Great case!
There's just these bike tracks leading away. You get on the road faster than I expected, so you can make some pretty good time. At this point, the trail's getting a little bit harder to follow.
Okay.
You assume because they probably, like I said, they didn't stop. You still haven't seen any evidence of stopping. And it took you a little while to pick up the trail once you got to the other side of the river. But you get, we'll say today, you kind of get about halfway through Mississippi. And there's like a big ley line that just kind of is going across in the sky in front of you.
Okay.
A pretty significant one. You don't see any nexus points nearby. Like, you don't see any intersecting other lines, but this one is pretty significant. Like, it's bigger than the one where near Garnet Town.
Okay.
Is it perpendicular to where we're going or parallel? Like, are we going to cross it? Or
It's a little bit of an angle. Like, you're going to have to cross beneath it at some point.
Okay.
Because it's up in the sky some.
Okay.
You get a little bit farther. It's big enough that you saw it at a distance.
I want to cross this as soon as possible if we're headed in this direction, because a ley line of that size is going to cause me problems for a while. And I'd rather have us taking care of that now than when we maybe get closer and have me out of commission.
I think that's a good plan. Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to try and turn and cross it quickly and then pick up your
and-
trail on the other side?
Yeah, exactly. See if we can do that.
This is the first time we've done this. So, like, out of character, like, what's involved in crossing a ley line?
Nothing. I mean,
Nothing?
it's not that anything. It's specific
I
problem
have
for
a specific
him.
disadvantage.
Oh, okay. I'm
Like his psychic sense that lets him track magic
it.
users and stuff. It just, it's like
It's
somebody,
like overload.
yeah,
got it.
on it.
Okay.
it's like somebody shining like a super bright flashlight in your eyes out of nowhere. Like you're like, oh yeah, I can see pretty well. Oh, why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, with crossing them, though, do they magically become doorways sometimes? Or you go across
No.
them? No. Okay.
Like there has to be a rift going on.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And rifts, while they can happen sort of anywhere along the line, most likely
You can
are
usually
at
see
the
them when they're
nexus
happening.
points.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So like the lines themselves aren't inherently dangerous. I mean, they're powerful. I wouldn't like go run up and like jump in one kind of a thing, but this one appears to be up in the air some. They're not all, some of them are on the ground,
Okay.
but this is kind of up in the air, like kind of like high tension power line.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. That
So,
makes
like,
sense. So going under that, you just
If
want to
you
be
climb
aware.
the tower and grab the wires, that's super bad.
Okay.
But
Maybe don't do
if you
that.
drive underneath it, not so big a deal.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe if you built a house under it, you end up with cancer in a few years. You never know, but
Good to know.
nothing
Okay.
immediately super dangerous about it.
Okay.
So you veer off the road. You kind of go for it. You get close enough to it that you start getting your
Yeah.
pains. You get to the point where you come up over a rise, and on the far side of the line, you see it looks like another highway that was coming through here at one point. And there's like a big, almost like a trucker gas station sort of a thing that's there, that's got like the old like truck wash building, and it's got the big pumps all on one side still, and it looks like it's in pretty decent shape. Like,
Has it been fortified? Like, are there walls around
it
it?
doesn't look like it's
or-
been fortified, but it looks like it's been kept up to some degree. Like,
Okay.
the paint looks fairly fresh. It's not all kind of wrecked. It looks like there's even some glass in windows and stuff that isn't all just broken out.
Interesting.
But it's sort of along the path. When you get to the other side of the line, you'll get out to this highway that'll kind of take you back in the direction you wanted to go, and this building is there. Do you want to continue going that way, or
Should we stop and check this out or anything, or do we want to just keep going after Vaughn?
Well, if you're not sensing Vaughn here, I think we best make use of our time. And I'd like to cross this lane line so you have as much time to recover as possible before we fight whatever those things were.
We could always check this out on the way back once we've got Vaughn with us.
Yeah, I think that's a good, better
agree.
plan.
I do want to take a quick look around and
Sorry,
see
Dave.
if there are any.
No.
Okay.
My job is just to put stuff out there, and you guys figure out what you want to do with it.
Okay.
Are there any tracks going to it, either who are chasing or like a regular set of tire tracks or
You
anything?
do
like
see some tire traffic along the highway. You can see that like the highway looks like it's been traveled.
Okay.
It's not in the like super best repair anymore, but it's not all overgrown, which it would be down here in the south
Sure.
if there wasn't vehicle traffic
Well,
occasionally.
Right.
over 100 years, it hasn't fallen to damp or
Right.
or kudzu or anything like that. Someone's doing something here.
Yeah.
Okay, but no one like warns us off. No one's greeting people at the door. It doesn't look like it's been heavily fortified, like it's an outpost or anything.
Like from where you are, you can't see the side of the building where there would be like the big garage doors and stuff. It doesn't look like there's any vehicles out front that are like there's no big trucks like filling up or anything
Okay.
that you can see from here. But it's not like the trucking industry is the same as it used to be. It's not
Sure,
like a
of course.
24/7 kind of a thing. But you don't. The tracks that you'd been following don't lead here because
Okay.
you kind of turned off
Right.
from the tracks to cross the line as quickly as you could, and then try and circle around and catch back up where they are. So this is a little bit off the path, but not tons.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Let's mark this on the map. I mean, I think the castle would like to know about another outpost of civilization here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should definitely stop on our way back.
Yeah, or let them know as soon as possible, and maybe they can send out a first contact team or something.
That's a good idea.
Sure.
So yeah, mark the coordinates and then keep going.
So you're gonna try and find a different spot to cross where you don't pass by this building, or
Oh, so if we stay on the highway to try and go back the direction we want to
Like-
go, we're going to go right by it.
yeah, like you guys are kind of on a hill. Down the hill is where you'd go under the line, and then on the other side is kind of this setup.
I think we'll go by it, but like super on guard.
Sure.
I feel like it would be fortified though if it was dangerous.
You don't see like sandbags and dudes with guns or anything. Like there's
Right.
you don't see anybody out.
Unless it's the bait. Like it looks
It looks
the
nice.
honey pot. It looks fine and normal, and then ambush time. But
It's possible. Well, good luck to anything that's going to try and ambush us that thinks some gas will be a good temptation.
it seems anomalous, and I'd like to check it out real quick.
Alright.
Hold on to the Jeep. Let me see if I can get closer and get any more information.
Are you going to be all right getting closer?
Yeah, I should. I'm not going to be able to. I still know my way around things. It just my extra senses are not at 100% capacity.
Right. Well, Tiffany, maybe you should go with him.
I could do a flyover and just see what's on the other side that we can't see.
That might be enough to
That's probably a good
keep
idea.
them from
Let's-
doing anything if they
So I
have
can
some
go fly
shenanigans
up
in mind.
over the line, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
and then just do like a big circle
Yeah.
around, so you're not.
Like to you, you feel like you're at a buffet right now, like because that's the whole way that dragons
Right.
sustain themselves. Is like the magical
Supercharged.
energy just raiding off this big line is like you're like, oh, it's nice. It feels like what a human would feel like with a fire going and a cozy blanket. Like you're just super satisfied
Yeah.
and wonderful. Yeah.
That sounds delightful. Sure.
Yes.
So-
I will drag it out and go fly.
But do not fuck with
Do a
us
little
flyover.
circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you just do the nod.
Give it
like
the
the-
eyeball.
Yeah.
You get up over the line, no problem. You kind of swoop over the building. When you get to the other side, you actually see that there's like what would have been, like Flying J sign in the past that looks like it's been painted over, and it just says, let me get it right.
Free biscuits and gravy.
Waffleville,
Yeah.
come on down.
It says, Hervel's Gas and Pit.
Hervel's? How you spell Hervel?
Herville.
Nice. Okay.
Literally like the
Yeah.
city of Hers. Like Herville.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's not like a professional sign painter painted it, but it looks like some dude with like a spray can or
Okay.
a paintbrush kind of
All right.
did it. Once you get to that side of the building, you do see that there are a bunch of vehicles that are sort of parked on the
Okay.
back side of the building in various states of repair. You do see that there's a couple of those big giant truck roll-up doors.
Mm-hmm.
They're open, and you can see a guy that's there like carrying some pieces around, and he kind of looks up when he sees you flying over, and he kind of scurries back into the building. And you don't he doesn't close the garage doors, but clearly he's not going to be wandering around outside
Okay.
while you're flying around.
Okay. So I'll fly back to them. So there's a bunch of vehicles on the other side, and I think I startled the crap out of some dude that was like carrying stuff around. The sign says Hervel's Gas and Pit. What does that mean? I didn't see like a large pit anywhere.
Right. Well, it's a pit stop. It's
Do
where
you need to punish people? Put them down the Hervel. Throw them in our pit.
Cover them in gas.
Free parking.
so
Bring the kids.
those of us who need to can relieve ourselves, the smaller of us.
In a pit?
Sometimes, but I don't doubt that's what they have.
Oh, okay.
It's in the old world. There used to be chains of places that travelers could stop at to eat, to use the facilities, to even take a nap sometimes or a shower, depending on where the place is. And they were often called pit stops.
Yeah.
There's
so it
no
looks like-
giant hole.
No.
No.
It's very misleading.
It is.
Yeah. English is funny that way sometimes.
It's a little difficult when you're reading some of the old histories and books, and they just don't have we don't have the same references. You got to kind of piece all that stuff together.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mother was always having to explain things to me out of those 17 magazines. I didn't get it.
Yes. Well, maybe we should talk about something else. Why don't we go see what this...
From 0 to awkward in 2 seconds.
There's no telling what Cal explained to my 17 magazine. This is a tampon. See how she's smiling?
Oh, it's all right. Oh, I might have another one.
So many bad things. Well,
I just keep bumping it, so I'm like, I don't want to spill it on my book.
if it doesn't seem super dangerous, which it doesn't seem like it is if he's running for cover if you're flying over, maybe we should see if they saw anything real quick.
I don't think the tracks go by
Uh,
where this is,
They
because basically we took a detour because I was like, hey, I want to get past this ley line
That's right.
before we catch up to him.
I mean, it's like I said, it's not very far. It's 500 yards
They might
up.
still
You went to
know
go to the
something.
line,
Okay.
Yeah.
kind of a thing. It's not like it's crazy out of the way. You didn't
Sure.
go miles or
Okay.
anything, but
If
All right.
these things are from near here, too, they might know more than we do.
Good idea.
Also, now I'm just super intrigued by this strange little NPC place that I want to look at.
don't feel obligated.
No, no,
Just
no.
because I put something out there, you guys
No,
can
no.
drive by. That's totally fine.
Yeah, no, but now it's got a great name and everything. Now I'm like, well, I want to see what's here. Let's poke it.
I want to see the pit.
Yeah.
You just kick the door in. Show us the pit.
Take us to your pit. I'm going to turn back into a human because I just accidentally startled the crap out of that guy.
Yeah, it's probably a good plan.
That's fine. I mean, you're used to that. Like people that don't know you, or
Yeah.
they have a reasonable fear of giant flying lizards that breathe
That's
fire.
fair.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so
Sure. You guys
Yeah.
are gonna roll in.
yeah, we'll roll it close, and then I'll get out and because I don't want to bring the truck. If it does end up being a thing, I don't want our vehicle to be damaged anyway.
Okay. So you want to park like on the road,
Yeah, a little bit.
or just like off to the shoulder? Of the
Yeah.
road?
Yeah.
That's fine.
And Mock can just kind of call out. Excuse me, is Is anyone here? Can I speak with someone?
You see, there's a because this is kind of you came from the side that's sort of the back of the building.
Yeah.
There is like a little back door that kind of cracks open and peers out. You can see him looking at the sky. He's like, "Lady, get inside! There's like a thing it's huge flying around out there. Come on!"
Oh no, it's fine. I think it's gone. Kinda.
Oh, you saw it leave?
Well, yeah. There's no big lizard thing in the sky anymore. It's definitely not in the sky.
I don't think it'll be bothering anyone right now.
Yeah.
Nope. Definitely not.
Oh, well, you guys are lucky. I had to take cover in the shop.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it's a lucky day for all of us. We're doing some following of some creatures that were running through here recently. Can I describe them? I don't know if you've seen those, or they went by pretty near here.
There was a big racket about a day ago.
Yeah, that would be it.
Seemed to be something on the highway down there. Messed up the asphalt real bad. I'm gonna have to go down there and pour some new.
Oh, interesting.
But I didn't see what was going on.
Right.
But
All right. Well, thank you anyway. What's your name?
I'm Donnie.
Hello, Donnie. It's nice to
This
meet
is my
you.
gas and pit.
Yes, it is a fine gas and pit too.
You guys need any stuff? Well, I got reasonable prices.
I think we're okay for now, but it's what made you decide to open up shop here in the middle of nowhere?
Well, I live up in the town, just up the road a bit.
Mm-hmm.
This building was out here and nobody was using it, so I thought I'd throw a fresh coat of paint on there and start helping people coming through.
That's
Make
quite
a little
admirable.
money on the side and pretty good deal.
That's quite admirable. I'm impressed. It's nice to see people taking initiative that way.
Absolutely. It's very brave of you, Donnie.
Well, thanks. What? So you guys are chasing after whatever, wrecking up the roads?
It could be the same thing. We're not sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
We had a spot of trouble back our ways, and one of our friends has been kidnapped, and we think these we know who we're chasing is after them. We don't know if it's the same people who are ripping up your roads.
Oh. That's terrible. I'm real sorry.
Yeah. Do you have any experience with anything of that nature? Are they normal around here? I'm gonna kind of describe
Kidnapping road smashers?
No. I'm gonna describe the the monster things at the.
Oh, no.
All right.
I
Well.
don't have any problem with that. We get some, with the line here, we get some storms once in a while come through. Got to kind of close up the shop and I head back over to town.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems when those storms come through, it seems like they're get like real bad time. Like all of us in town, we all hide. Some people go in the church basement.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have basements, so they go in there.
Yeah.
It gets pretty rough. And sometimes we come out, it seems like a month has gone by. We've been hiding. Seems weird because it seems like it's one night to us, but
Interesting.
we'll come out. It'll be a full moon when we left. It'll be a new moon when we come out the next night.
Wow.
Anything happen like that on smaller bases or anything? I mean, there used to be a tale way back in the day of a man named Van Winkle. Went to sleep for years and years and woke up and everything had changed. But you guys aren't losing time. I mean, it only happens during those storms.
Yeah, when the storms come through, that's when. Yeah.
It sounds like they might be losing some time. Interesting. Well, maybe that just means you live longer. Maybe that's a good thing.
No, I suppose pass that around town. Thank you. That's just mighty nice.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Silver
It's
lining.
yeah, nice way to look at it.
Yeah.
She's very positive.
Oh,
I try to be.
good. Good folks. He pulls out little cards that he's got printed. They're little cut pieces of paper that he's obviously handwritten himself. Anytime you guys can pass it on through here, you stop on in. That's fine. You come on up to town. You know, we've got great bakery. We got some food. Town's doing real good. So
Certainly will. Certainly will. And hey, if you guys ever run into a little bit of trouble that you can't handle, you heard of the castle
castle.
back Arkansas way, Castle Refuge?
Oh no, we don't.
Well,
Haven't
we
heard of
we
that.
might have a little bit to talk about with you then on our way back once we've been able to help our friend.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, well, all right.
But
well,
but
thank
thanks for the cards.
It's fine. Mighty fine meeting you, Donna. Thank you so much.
you. Oh,
And
you travel safe now. Good luck finding your friend got taken.
yeah, absolutely.
That's terrible. Well, I hope by the time I get back, I'll get the road all fixed up for you.
All right.
Good luck with your pit.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Are we assuming Stu's with us, or is he still back
No,
at the
he's
castle?
back.
All
He's gonna catch up.
All right. Also, we have another friend who's gonna be coming through here.
Oh.
He's a glitter boy. He's got a big robot suit. So be nice to him. He's
Big robot suit.
yeah, it's blue. It's very nice. He really likes
Oh.
poutine, and he's like French.
He's French.
Yeah. Well, kind of. He
That's-
speaks French like.
Oh. Okay.
So, but
All
he's a
right.
friend of ours. Don't be worried if you see him. He's a good guy.
He got a big robot suit.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a mighty fine thing to see, actually.
Oh.
It's very shiny.
Very
Like he
shiny.
built this robot suit or something for himself?
He didn't build it.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, glitter boys are.
That's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, it is a fascinating
Like something
thing.
out of the comic books.
Out of the comic. Oh, those are those things with the pictures in them.
You know what a comic book is?
No, I haven't.
Really?
Do you,
I'm going to assume that because they're so transitory that I wouldn't have come across any because they're much more fragile than a book is or something.
Fair. Yeah. I mean, that's your decision.
Yeah.
It's fine. If you're like, no, I love comics, I'm not going to take that away from you.
Right,
but
right.
He's like, well, yeah, well, hold on. And he goes around the corner and he comes back with, like, ruffled up, you know, early 2000s, some kind of comic book.
cool.
He's like, see, you know, look. It's probably like Fantastic Four, so there's like Doctor
Right.
Doom and he's got his robot suit like this.
It was one of the millions where Jean Grey died and came back again. 'Cause if anything's going to survive, it's going to be one of those.
Early 2000s, not 90s. With
Didn't
like,
she did that again in the early 2000s? Yeah.
But like the 90s had the
Yeah.
here's the one comic, 18 covers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same story. I'm so pissed. I found these and they're all the same.
It's really- oh, I found a new one for him. Oh, it's the same one.
So yeah, he's like, well, yeah, you guys want to take one? You don't know what comic books are. Like, you don't watch TV either, I bet.
What's a TV?
Wait, you have TV?
Well, yeah. Well, not here at the shop, but at the house.
Like broadcast TV or things that you've got recorded?
Well, I mean, we had cable. I don't watch the TV on the. What?
I figured it out, but yeah, it's great. They're from our time.
Yeah.
They have no idea what the hell's going on up here. Okay, that's great.
Well, it's
I'm fascinated, and I would love to take you up on the offer, but I think we have to take care of some things first.
Whoa.
We'll be back
for
though. I
sure.
want to see this TV.
All right, lady. You stop on by anytime. Show your TV. I don't know if there are any particular shows you want to watch, but it's fine. No problem.
You got any shows about dragons?
Probably not. No, you know what? He had a comic book. Yeah, he totally does. He's like, yeah, we signed up for HBO just to watch that show.
HBO.
Yeah. It's one of the channels on the TV.
There's dragons on an HBO.
TV.
I was going to say he's totally not a nerd.
This is a
but then
weird
I gave him a comic book
acronym.
by
Yeah.
accident.
I don't know.
I can tell you a little bit more about it later, I think.
All right. Well, yeah, this is fascinating, but we do have to find our friend. Maybe on our way back we can find out more about the HBO with the dragons.
Yes,
Sure.
I would like that.
Yeah. It's probably a lot better than Cal explaining the Teen Vogue. Yeah. It's probably much better.
Is that what TV stands for?
Oh, probably not
Teen
much.
Vogue. Oh, maybe. Is TV for Teen Vogue?
No.
No. No, it's television.
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 Okay.
Like a telescope?
I'll explain later.
telescope?
Oh.
Where do
Little-
people come from?
Similar derivation.
Man.
I'll explain later.
All right.
Thank you again so much for your help, and we will certainly pass on by later.
Well, like I said, you guys are welcome
Yeah.
anytime. Watch out for road smashing kidnappers and dragons in the sky. That's not okay.
Sorry. This guy.
Yeah. I'm glad we stopped this. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good conversation. All right.
So I think we
continue.
Yeah,
Hit
get
the road.
back on the road and try and find those trails again.
You get, half a mile down the road, and you do see like a big chunk of the road that looks like it's just been smashed. You take a second and kind of think about it. It seems somewhat likely that perhaps these things jumped the line and just impacted and just wrecked the asphalt. Because you see some imprints that look like the claws, sort of. That it's much harder than their normal running thing, but almost like they came to the edge, saw the line, and jumped, not even bothering to look how high it was, if they could go underneath it. They just went "Mwah," up and over.
Interesting.
But then they continue on down the way.
Well,
I think we're just gonna keep
yeah.
following down
Keep on
the road.
Yeah.
A little while later, you get farther down the road. It's at this point probably most of the way through Mississippi before nightfall,
Okay.
Okay.
because this little dune buggy thing gets on pretty fast.
Okay.
You get to a decent looking spot to hole up for the night. And it does look like, just before you stop for the night, you do look like you found a spot where they might have slowed down for a little while, and smelling around a bit, you do feel like they maybe let Vaughn out of the bag to kind of walk around a little bit.
Poor
Okay.
stinky Vaughn.
But then, yeah, like you get that stink and
Yeah.
The Bustin' Chops in the chat room, Dave, is saying that it's interlude time, and you know what that means.
yes,
Okay.
I totally do.
Okay.
But we're coming right to the end of the night.
Okay.
So, I mean, like it's 7 minutes before we end.
Okay. I don't know what it means, so I'm just passing the message.
You want to do the interlude and just give the Benny at the next session?
Yeah, we could do that. I'm okay with that. So the interlude mechanic, we kind of did it when he first joined.
Okay.
Where like we draw a card and that he tells us a little bit of story about what happened to him before the game.
Okay.
Kind of a deal. And then when you do tell a story, you get a Benny.
Okay.
And I didn't want to use it right at the beginning of the trip, And then I was thinking about it, but then I didn't want to do it right here at the end and be like, "Here's a Benny,
Got it.
fuck you,
Yeah.
you lose it for next time."
Like I got the museum Betty, and then was like, oh, great.
Yeah, come back. Yeah.
But
So at the very beginning next time, maybe, because we're traveling. I don't know,
Yeah.
or now, whatever you want.
well, we could do a story now, and then I'll give a Benny next time.
I think that makes the most sense to sort of wrap up the episodes, because there's not, like, if we do run into something else, there's a chance we're going to go
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way over.
So
yeah.
if we do it now,
I was basically going to end with camp tonight anyway,
Okay.
Okay.
but we
Okay.
could use the last 5 minutes to tell a quick story.
Cool.
Let me just make sure I don't screw up the whole interlude thing, because the cards mean different things. And you're right, Bustin. This is the perfect time for an interlude.
Oh, you're welcome.
I want to apologize real quick. Just I've been kind of distracted the past 20 minutes. I had a sort of emergency happening at home that I was checking in on.
No worries.
But just
You gotta go.
We didn't
man.
even
no.
notice.
I'm I'll be okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
You're super chill. I didn't
All right.
even... Me being super picky and on people. There was
Alright.
somebody I was super annoyed with at a stream recently. I literally, because I was at home, I took a screenshot and slacked it to them. I'm like, this is what we're seeing right now.
Get off your phone.
All
Yeah.
right.
No.
So
Generally, as long as it's down and you're I don't mind. But someone was like,
Can you not?
So we'll have a roll off.
Okay.
okay.
Each
What are
roll
we
a
rolling?
d6.
Each roll a d6. Okay.
High gets to tell a story.
Yep.
Nope,
No.
it's not me.
It's my turn.
All right. So here, shovel those up real fast.
Man, I'm afraid I'm prepared for this. Okay. No problem. So how does it work?
You got a club.
Uh-huh.
So clubs are tragedy.
Ooh.
Describe a tale of tragedy or misfortune from your hero's past featuring one of your hindrances, if possible. If you have a dark secret of some kind, you can hint strongly at it, drop clues, or otherwise give the rest of the group a glimpse into the dark side of your hero.
All right.
That's cool. You can take
No,
a minute,
I'm
gather
good, I'm
yourself.
thinking.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to the hindrance. I'm trying to remember how that ties in with what was on this side, because I'm also going to tie it in with my heroic path. So when I was growing up down in Lone Star, it was a bit of a rough place to be a youngin', and unfortunately, I was growing up and pretty idyllic for parts of it, because my family had a small homestead where we raised some food and stuff. We had some neighbors that kind of banded together in a small town. I think that's one of the reasons I really identify with Vaughn so much, is a very similar situation where it's a little homestead with some neighbors in a small town. We even had some elected leadership, but that did in fact come to tragedy at one point. My slightly older brother, not too much older, just older enough to play with, but then get annoyed with me a lot. It happens a lot. And my pa were both killed in an attack with some monsters from a nearby rift that opened up, along with most of our town. So it was because of them that there was so much just in the kerfuffle and fighting. But I was lucky enough that 2 cyber knights did show up, and they saved myself and some other members of the town, and really showed me kind of my path and what I was going to do with my life and my purpose for being spared. So to continue to fight these creatures and to make people safe and really do my best for the people of the world. And that's given me a very strict code of honor. And also my growing up on the the homestead also gave me some training and like the woodsman's edge.
Sure.
So we had to chop stuff and things, I guess.
Chop. Well, it's also being out in the wood, like
Right, yeah.
all of that stuff. Yeah, it's not just literally like.
Yeah.
Guess what? I know how to use an axe.
Yeah. And is that enough? The end?
Whenever you're
Okay.
ready.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that's good.
it's totally cool.
Yeah.
I was just taking notes. 'Cause
Excellent.
it's
Good.
handy.
Excellent. I think I came up with a brother's name, but I don't remember what it is now.
If you remember it later, you can tell me. Or if I need to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
he'll be JW. Jack Warner Kinsley.
It's a good name.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing, Arabella.
Yeah, well,
Very nice.
pass the time while we're trying
Setting
to
up
fall
for the
asleep.
night.
Yeah.
Very good. So, that has been our session for tonight. Ending right on time at 10 o'clock for the first time ever.
Good job, us.
And we didn't have to fight anybody. That's why I specifically
Yet.
didn't go back to that random table, because I'm like, I don't want it to devolve into another crazy
Right at the
murder
end.
combat
Yeah.
right at the end.
No, I like the interlude. That's fun.
That was
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
So, that's been session 12 of the Tomorrow Legion.
Tomorrow.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Kimmy will put up an awesome calendar thing in a minute that shows you our upcoming games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Stu will be back next time.
Yes.
For those of you who are listening, we love you guys. Check out happyjacks.org/schedule for our upcoming schedule, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
We're out of time and out of space, lamenting for the human race. A cataclysm